For normal 230 volt sockets, but on this blue reel, leaving the cable wound limits the entire drum to just 900 watts. Unwind it completely and the manufacturer allows 2300, and the almost identical reel beside it is rated differently again. Both are 25 meters long. Both have 4 sockets at the same basic frame. The blue one costs $42.5, the red $59.2. So what exactly do you get for the extra 16.7? The answer starts with this tiny marking. Blue says H05VVF3G1, red says H05VVF3G1.5. 3G means 3 conductors including the protective earth. The last number is the cross-sectional area of each conductor, 1 square millimeter here, 1.5 here. So the red cable has 50% more conductor cross-section. You can even see a difference in the finished cable. I measured the blue outer diameter at roughly 6 mm and the red at about 7.5. But do not choose a reel with calipers. Outer diameter is only a clue. The rating plate is what matters. On the blue reel, the printed limits are 800 watts wound and 2300 unwound. On the red, 1000 watts wound and 3000 unwound. So the more expensive reel gives extra headroom, but both lose most of their capacity when left on the drum. Why? Current hits the conductors. When layer after layer remains tightly wound, that heat is much harder to release from the center. This is why a reel that can supply a large load when unwound may overheat at a much smaller load while coiled. And this little red button is connected to that problem. It resets the thermal cutout. If the drum core gets too hot, the protection can disconnect the load. Useful? Absolutely. But this is a last line of defense, not permission to ignore the label. With a heater or another high-power device, fully unwind the cable first. And here is a useful cross-check. This green reel also uses 3G1 cable and its printed limits match the blue. 900 watts wound and 2300 unwound. Conductor size is useful context, but the exact finished product label still decides the permitted load. Then check where you will use it. The blue and the red reels IP20 and their label says dry areas only. For temporary outdoor use, choose a reel rated for the environment, typically at least IP44, and use its covered sockets and connections exactly as instructed. Elite is not decoration, it is a part of the protection. Moving up the shelf also changes morph and price. This 4-meter professional reel uses 3G 2.5 cable, is marked IP44 and shows 1300 watts wound or 3500 unwound. After weatherproof model adds USB charging. Useful features, but still not substitute for a correct load rating. So would I buy the cheaper blue reel? For light indoor loads within its 900 and 2300 watt limits, yes, it could be perfectly adequate. For higher power equipment, the red provides more headroom, but it still has to be unwound. My order is simple: environment first, wound and unwound limit second, then conductor size, length and features. For sockets tell you how many plugs fit. The label tells you what the reel can actually do.